Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Weight Loss Project Day 10. My name, once again, is Rolando Alfaro. Thanks for joining me. So today was a pretty uneventful day. I mean, as far as things go, I wasn't able to do much because, the fluctuations of weather where I'm at, you know, yesterday was 30 degrees, today was 65. The day before that, was warm and then cold warm. It's wreaking havoc with my back, so I haven't been able to do much. So to compensate for me not being able to do any exercise, I've cut back a lot more on what I would normally eat, while I'm doing this to make up for that. And I think I'll just stick to that diet going forward. And basically, I'm excluding even more things from my list. Before I would have a hamburger and fries. Now I'm going to cut back some more of that, try to cut back as many refined carbs as I can. Keep soda out of the way and keep those things still out. Unnecessary sugars, unnecessary fats, as much as possible, including as many refined carbs as possible. And what do I mean by refined carb? I mean like anything that uses a lot of flour, basically, or sugars, or heavy on those things. So breads, tortillas, flour tortillas, cakes, muffins, that sort of thing. Prepackaged meals, pre-made soups, stuff you put in the microwave to eat. I'm gonna cut that out. So I do have to go out a lot. Sometimes I go to lunch a bit for what I do and for a living. So I'm gonna start picking leaner things with high in protein and with veggies, as the side rather than ordering pastas. I'll try to get steak with veggies or grilled chicken breast with veggies. That sort of thing. I'm still not going to completely avoid them. If some comes, with a slice of bread or whatever, or a roll, that's fine. But I'm not going to sit there and, start ordering rolls and fries and, all on the side. So that's what I'm doing to compensate for my not being able to do much the last couple of days because of my back. I will try to go to see my chiropractor tomorrow to help alleviate some of the pressure. I mean, I can feel some tension, pressure, and all that, that he can help with. Not going to take all the pain away, but it'll alleviate some. So that's the reality of where I'm at. Once again, you roll with the punches. I saw this poster the other day, and it was pretty awesome what it said in it. It's this big old frame, and it has the back of a playing card. But instead of having, like, the brand name of the cards, in the back said two things, If you don't like the hand you were dealt, play your hand differently. So I like that idea, This is the hand that I've dealt right now. What am I doing about it? I'm trying to lose weight to help it. Is it going to go away completely? No. So since I can't be as mobile or, do some exercising, I'm going to cut back on what I'm putting in the tank to try to put better stuff in. Here's where we choose from good to better to best. I'm going from good to better. I'm not a best yet, or ideal for that matter. But I'm working my way up there. I mean, we are 10 days into this. Once again, I am so sorry I wasn't able to get to my measurements. It's been a crazy day. I didn't get home till 9:20 from work today, and then that's the time that I'm spending with my wife. She needs her time because she is, my world, really. So, I need to give her attention, her time. And then after, now that she's ready to go to bed and she's in bed already, I get to do this. This is my time, which is fun. So, try to have this free tomorrow. I don't know how well that's going to go because it's going to be another long day. But I am noticing that, it's not getting harder to do the fast because that's the easy part. 16 hours at a pop, no problem. The not eating candy part, that's not easy. I mean, that's easy at this point. It's just something I choose not to pick up. Other things like when I go out instead of getting hamburgers and stuff like that, that's going to be not as easy, but also not a very hard choice either, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm going to have to spend a little extra money, but you know what? That's okay. I'm spending it on my health. And, that's the way we should look at it. You might spend a little more money to eat healthier or, to get better things, but that's the reality of things. You can always try to go to a dollar menu McDonald's and put $5 worth of junk in you, or you can spend a couple more bucks and actually get something good in you. Something that'll give you more, make you feel good about yourself and not treat your body so horribly. So with all that said, I want to talk about my takeaways today. As far as takeaways go, I like to read a lot, and I've been reading a ton of books, self-help books and all that. And I don't want to make this into a book review forum or anything, because that's not my style. But there's a couple of books that I've read that are really, really kicking in, what the message that they have. One of them is Extreme Ownership. Let me look it up right now with you because I don't remember exactly what it says, but let me look it up. Here we go. It's called Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win, by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. So, why do I like this book so much? And I read it, a few months ago. About 4 months ago, by now, 5 months. Maybe more, but it's a great book about taking personal responsibility. Because as I do this, there really is no excuse that I can say that, oh, well, my back hurts, or, I had a cheeseburger for lunch, I had a double, Philly cheese for dinner and some pizza for snack. That's not an excuse, man. I do want to eat that. I'm not going to lie. Pizza sounds wonderful. A double cheeseburger even better, Philly cheesesteak, oh my gosh, that's like the best. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. Why? Because I have to hold myself to a higher standard. How do I expect to make change? How do I expect to implement something if I'm not willing to do that? To do even the smallest of things. So you got to give yourself some credit. So that's what I'm figuring out. That I have to hold myself more responsible. This is helping me do that. Talking to you, being out there with you helps me because it reminds me that there's people out there going through this too, and how horrible am I going to feel if I don't get to do this? But also, this book, what it taught me is that when you don't do something, or let's say if you don't get something done, whether it was you or you delegated it to somebody, whether that's in the work, personal, whatever environment it might be, is because you didn't explain it right, you didn't do it right, And I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes. People do make mistakes. But the whole idea behind this book is teaching you the idea that if something doesn't go right with what you are planning or with what you are doing, it falls to some things that usually have to do with you. You didn't explain it right. You did not convey your vision well enough. You did not let the other people know the urgency of what you're doing. You did not let them know exactly what the plan looked like. You didn't let them in or understand exactly what you wanted done. It all comes down to you and you not being able to communicate your idea across. And it talks about how you have to take ownership of that. And they give various examples of companies or when they were out in the field protecting their country and how that affected them. So I'm trying to take that, and I'm probably going to listen to this book again because I do it all through Audible because I'm always driving, so, it's good for me to listen. I'm probably going to go through this book again to remind me of those things because at the end of the day, really, the buck stops with me. I'm the one that says yes or no. I'm the one that tells you, what, I'm going to drink that Coke, or what, I'm going to stick to water. I'm the one that makes that decision. Nobody's holding a gun. Nobody's telling me do it, don't do it. I mean, yeah, I can have people say, hey, Orlando, you can do it, and I have that, and I have that support. But at the end of the day, even with all that support, I'm the one that decides whether or not to do it. Because it's for me. As much as I want to lose the weight, or as much as you want to help me lose the weight, if I don't want to do it, it won't happen. So that's the takeaway for today is, we have to get into the mindset that you do want it. I had a friend today, that I've worked with recently. She let me know of her thing, and she dropped half her body weight. And I think that's amazing. That's for you, Misha. Thank you. She shared that with me, and I was like, wow, I never would have guessed. That she at one point was twice the size that she is now. But yeah, she did it. She decided that she was at a breaking point, and she went ahead and did it. So that shows me that, I can do it. If she was able to do it, and, mother with children, why can't I? Yeah, I'm a father, but I don't have the same stresses as a mother. I spend time with my little guy, but not nearly as much as my wife, who stays home with him, thankfully. Who's taken on that responsibility to care for him. So to me, that was very eye-opening. So that is the thing, I have to take responsibility over everything to the nth degree, to the point that, if it doesn't get done, it's because I didn't do it. And that's just plain and simple, long and the short of it. And I appreciate you guys' support. So probably tomorrow I'll let you know about the second book that I was thinking about, that's helping me through this. Yeah, they're great business books. Yeah, they're great life-changing books. And you can apply them for a lot of things. but you need to have that in your head first before you can apply it or do anything with it. So I encourage you, read books. I don't care what you read. I read a lot of sci-fi too, a lot of fantasy. But I also go through and try to make myself better. This year, my goal is to become mentally tougher. That when I tell you, hey, I'm going to do this, it's as good as done. And that's the goal, is to keep losing weight and to become mentally stronger to the point that I can convey my ideas to people and they know what I'm about. So thank you for joining me again. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate all your help, all your examples. This is awesome. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you, and we'll talk again tomorrow. So, and I'll have my measurements for you then, okay? Thank you once again. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.